Hi, hello, and welcome to Quantum Healing Hands Tarot. Today we're going to do a this or that. I really liked it the last time I did it. So basically, I'm going to have two piles and you're going to pick between one of the two. And as the readings go on, I'm going to do it 2 more times. So that way it gives you actually a much more unique and specific to you reading than just picking one whole pile. So these first two, if you if you already know which one you want just from looking, go ahead and click the timestamp down below. If you need a little bit more help, let's get into some breathing. All right, I like to start with 3 deep breaths. All right, so now that we're nice and relaxed, we can look at the 2. So the first 2 we're gonna have is just these 2 patches. One of them says, I love pirates, and the other one says, just a pirate chasing booty. I got these about like 20 years ago, so you can tell which one I used a lot more. I would literally stitch it onto things and then unstitch it. So, I really want to use this one. So I'm looking forward to whatever I'm going to put it on. But okay, go ahead and pick between the 2 and I will meet you there. Hi, about 1, or I should say pick 1. So you chose the I love pirates, and I think it's super cute. I love that it's still intact after literally 20 years. So yeah, I think these came out right after the movie Pirates of the Caribbean came out. So I was obsessed, I admit it. So okay, so you chose the first pile. Like I said, we're gonna break it down 2 more times, but in this first one, let's go ahead and just look at what we got here. Okay. So maybe you're starting to come out of your shell a little bit. Really starting to stand in your own. Maybe after a time of not a lot of good luck. You've been working hard for it, so it is going to come around to you. But I see that you've been probably working towards something. And I know like a lot of people do. I don't want that to sound so generic. But just for starters here, I see that you have been working towards something. And you've really been trying to overcome a lot of misfortune and a lot of just crap that the world has been throwing at you. And it is leading you to your success though. So it's kind of that thing of when you feel like giving up, just know that you're almost there. You got to keep going. You have to find whatever is going to push you through to the next part of this journey. Okay, so yeah, you're trying to really start a whole new journey. I feel like you're really trying to become what you've transformed into. Or like, how do I say that? Like actually embody what you've transformed into. Like I feel like what you had before was just a really negative mental, like the way of thinking. Like everything was very detrimental. Everything was very like, oh no, what's going to happen? And I feel like you've evolved from that. I feel like you've seen that doesn't actually bring you the results that you wanted. And I see that you're really understanding, like, if you look before you leap, you're going to have so much better results in the end. And this is accumulating to something, probably having to do with career, but it's kind of one of those things of the way you think is going to affect the rest of your life. And so I feel like you kind of had to go into retreat mode and kind of rebuild it, kind of shut everybody out and just get to work on your mental well-being. Because if you're going out into the world, it's like, I feel like you have gone out and you've made the efforts, and it's almost feeling discouraging of like, it hasn't happened yet. The full manifestation of everything hasn't come to. But you have the Nine of Pentacles here, so I know it's going to. I know you are leading to somewhere. And I think you have really overcome the way you think, because that's where everything starts. So maybe you've picked up a book that is helping you. Maybe just a huge life event. Let's see, what else? I think you've learned that a lot of what you're trying to create will be created when you step outside. And I really see that you're, because these two are looking at each other, this to me is saying that your higher self, like your mental clarity, is totally in communication. And it's like the part of you that knew the lesson you were trying to learn is communicating with your future self or higher self. And because these two are looking away from each other, this to me is saying on the physical plane, you're separating from whatever it was that was holding you back. Because the devil is just whatever is, whatever you're fixated on, whatever you can't get past. And once you can, and I really feel like you have been, you're going to kind of start that life over that you wanted to. The Wheel of Fortune's going to turn back around, and because, yeah, you may feel upside down right now, but it's kind of that thing of like, it's hard when your belief system is what makes things real, because if you stop believing, everything starts to disappear, and then it's really hard to kind of like keep a hold of that. So I know you have been really, really in the works of trying to figure out how to live your life where you aren't, a prisoner to your own mind. I feel like life was very cold before, and just cold in the way of like distant from people. And the new route you're taking is going to be much more involved with the community. You're going to be a lot more just involved in the material realm. You're not just going to be participating kind of behind the scenes anymore. I feel like your life is starting to take you in a new direction that will 100% bring you closer to this luxury of, obtaining everything you've been going after. Look how happy he is. Like, you may have been happy before with this sort of closed off energy, but I feel like you're going to be so much happier actually like starting out on a new journey. So let's go ahead and start with the next, or the first, this or that. So we're going to do these again. In this next section, did you want to do the I Love Pirates again? Or do you want to choose the other pile of just a pirate chasing booty? So If you want this one, just keep watching and it'll go right to it. If you want this one, you can click the chapter over. You can use the timestamp, but I always think it's really easy just to click over in the little chapter button. So this or that. I'll see you there. All right. If you chose the same patch again, how's it going? I love your consistency. Let's go ahead and see where this is going. Okay. So the Tower reversed with the Knight of Swords. This is telling me the kind of like you're actually taking the action on this new way of thinking. Like everything has transformed. You've already gone through your Tower moment. You've already gone through the huge like what the F is life about. And now everything is moving so beautifully in the right direction. Like you're finally going to be creating what you wanted. Yeah. You're going to be finally creating what you wanted, what what you couldn't reach before. The things that you were, it's everything we have in this world starts in our mind. And I keep saying that because it took me a really long time to like fully absorb that everything we create starts in our mind. And so, and you can create anything from your mind. And I feel like you're finally letting go of the old way of thinking. You actually are like, let me take a step back, and you've enjoyed your peace of mind. And now it's going to be, because you know how to have your peace of mind, it's going to be really simple for you to shut that door and not answer it when people keep knocking. I feel like you used to answer every time. You used to be there for people every time. And now you're like, you know, I have to take care of me. Sorry, but I have to take care of me. So I really see that everything about the way you were thinking is you're going to be taking action on that. Having that mental clarity, that organization is so helpful when you know what you're doing on what days, and you are able to, I think, see how much more, physical it is with manifesting. Like it's mental, but that's all in believing. That's what you have to do mentally, is just believe. And then you move forward, because if you truly believe in what you're doing, your actions are going to not be half-assed. Let's just say that. It's going to be whole-assed. So 7 of Wands is like you're finally going to be able to defend what you're working towards. Like I feel like you have really overcome a lot in terms of like trying to succeed. And I feel like you've succeeded in changing your mind frame. And now you're going to be so protective over it. You're going to be very, very careful about who you answer the door to. You're not just going to answer it whenever. And so that's going to upset some people. People really want to have full access to you. And so, but I feel like the old way of thinking was probably created from these people who are trying to access you all the time. And so it's such just a more exciting energy to be moving forward. And, you know, I feel like you're kind of done moving slowly and thinking about other people. It's not like the Knight of Pentacles, which is a very slow moving, just go day by day. Like this is very much, I have the idea, I'm doing it, and I want to do it now. I'm so happy that the tower is reversed because you've gone through enough. You're kind of in this like stage right now where the building is like crumbled around you, but you've escaped, you know, the devastation. You're not killed. And that, no one wants to hear that. Like, oh, great, cool, I didn't die. It's like, yeah, sorry. You're tough. Also, another thing people don't always want to hear, but planet Earth was never meant to be an easy place for the spirit to evolve. And I see that you've taken that route. But please know you are going to get everything you've been working towards. You wouldn't be having these huge life lessons and these huge things to overcome if you weren't meant to have more. It's kind of this thing of like, if you're reaching these huge challenges right now, the universe is testing you to see, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to overcome this, or is this where you're going to quit? So I just know this is saying don't give up on your past dreams. I feel like this is not something you just came up with a year ago. This is all rooted in your foundation. This is rooted in who you are. I really, really feel like you're supposed to stay connected to this person that got you going in the right direction, and being like your inner child, I should say. Yeah. So you're changing the way you're thinking. It's the destruction of that is already behind you. You're kind of already moving on with this new way of thinking. And you're protecting it because it is doing well for you. Maybe it's only been a little bit, but it has been doing really, really well for you. And this is just saying, please don't give up. So we have one more, this or that. And I think that'll really help wrap this up for you. So, all right. So one last time, do you want to pick for a third time this one? Or would you like to change to that one? All right. If you want this one, just go ahead and keep watching. It'll be right there. If you want this one, click to the next chapter. All right. We'll see you there. You have picked the same patch 3 times. I'm really excited to find out what the story is and how to wrap this up for you. Hangman again. There's that. The Hermit. So this way of thinking is bringing you to success. The success that you saw here, just the little bits of it, were 1000% a vision from the future of your future success. I feel like your time of waiting is going to be done. You're no longer going to be hanging upside down. You're going to be able to walk forward on your own. This is so awesome because, yeah, the Hermit card is back here, but with the 7 of Cups, meaning like everything that you did is going to open up doors for so many options. It's not just one thing. It's because you've expanded your choices, and because you're not you're fully embracing that you just needed to believe in yourself. Because once you believe in yourself, you're going to trust your choices. You're going to trust everything about your intuition so much more. And your intuition is never going to lead you astray. That is going to take you exactly where you're supposed to go. So you're going to finally be moving forward. I'm just so happy to know that this is where this is all coming to. This is all wrapping up so nicely. So, because I didn't ask any questions, I just pulled cards. I just wanted Spirit to come through and talk to you exactly what you're meant to know. And you have been really stagnant in succeeding in creating what you wanted. And so I know, and this is like years in the works. And it's not years of failure. It's just years of not creating exactly what you wanted. And it's almost that thing of like, you were almost ready to just give up. Of like, maybe it's just not going to happen for me. And that's not true at all. You really have discovered like, what's holding you back was just the way you were thinking. And you just had to come up with a whole new way of thinking, which is not easy, but it's possible. It's possible to change the way you think. It just is a muscle you have to flex regularly. And over here, I'm seeing that you are not giving up on your childhood dream or what's truly connected to you. You're finally moving towards it. And you know how to protect your environment. You know when you're resting, you need to say no to people. And what this is going to do is actually lead you to success. When your time of waiting and hanging upside down is over, you're going to see the accolades. You're going to see people. It's going to be kind of annoying of like, oh, all of a sudden everyone wants to hang out with me now. And it's like, yes, people are going to do that. And that's whatever, that's on them. I have a feeling you're going to be really happy. I feel like you're going to know that when it's time to make these choices, you just retreat. You know that you just need to retreat. And I feel like you're done doubting yourself. That is what was the problem in the beginning. Because you doubted your abilities and your skills, you didn't invest in yourself, especially not in the right places. You are listening to your inner voice so much more. And I'm so happy about that. Like, you having picked the same patch 3 times, to me is saying you have that inner voice and you're listening to it. You're going to see such results. And this is such a great reading for someone who had felt trapped mentally for a long time. And a lot of people who are coming to tarot are needing help for their mental state. And it's not always just about money and love. A lot of times people really want help with their clarity and their direction. And I think you have just learned it's about kind of staying quiet to really figure out what exactly it is you want. Because I think once you believe in yourself and you don't give up on that dream, because it's possible. I promise you, anything you want is possible if you set your mind to it and you work hard enough. I feel like you're really going to love that quiet life. You're really going to enjoy, you're going to give credit to the hermit energy for what got you all the way around to this success. So you're going to get to this place of, you're going to get to this really, really great place of enjoying being by yourself. I feel like maybe you didn't like to be by yourself before because it made you think a lot about your thoughts. And I feel like now you know that's where your best ideas come from. And all you've wanted is to set foot out on that journey that is your destiny. And so I see that. Trust that you are listening to the correct voice, and I'm so happy about that. You've already gone through the crap that was supposed to turn your world upside down, and I feel like you're really kind of in that right now. You're really, really rolling strong. I feel like nobody could mess with you, even if they tried. You are so strong and powerful that nothing's going to stop you. the only thing that was going to stop you before was you, and you're overcoming that. Now I feel bad for anyone who's even remotely going to try, because you may have had some weak spots before, and people thought that they could get to you through those weak spots, like saying yes to everything and being there for people, but it's like you're finally saying no. And so I think that's where I'm going to leave it. I think you really showed where you're going. I'm so excited for you. Embrace that quiet time, because it's where all your best ideas are going to come from. Things that you never would have even thought you could have done. And you're going to have faith in investing in yourself and all your dreams, and you're going to be so successful. It's that thing of like, once you see results, it's really easy to keep going. So, all right. Pile 111, because you chose all the ones. Thank you so much for letting me channel your energy. This was such an honor. I'm so proud of you. I know life is hard and you've just been holding on tight. You're white knuckling it. So I feel like everything's easing up for you. I'm really excited for you. You have a beautiful future ahead. So thank you for letting me channel your energy. It is an honor. If you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. That lets me know that the reading resonated. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. I just reached 330 subscribers, and it's just such a pretty number. I've enjoyed watching that grow and just getting to hear from you guys. That's my favorite part, is the commenting. It's not even the subscribers, it's the connections. So I hope to see you in future readings, and have a great day. Bye. Hello. All right. So you finally switched patches. First two were good, then you were ready to go over to the pirate chasing booty. So let's go ahead and find out how this story's wrapping up for you. All right. What? That's crazy. So with the first Empress reversed, and it has a Seven of Swords reversed, this is telling me that the creative blocks you've been having, you're finally taking away people's weapons. Like, you're not letting people in anymore. You've learned that a lot of the crap before was probably put on you from family or what have you. And I just feel like you're kind of done with that. Like, you're like, thank you. I'm going to take, thank you for that too. So you have been probably allowing people a little too long with access to you, for starters. But you're just finally like, I'm done. I'm done fighting. I'm done letting you control me. I'm done letting you make me feel bad. Because that is mental space that you're giving to them. And that's what I say. Like, two Empress reverse, like, not only are you removing the crap from, from that family, you are seeing a whole new way of doing this. Like I said, it's like you're finally realizing this is all mental. I think you used to think you had to like verbally fight with them or go like show up physically to do something. And it's like, no, everything you're doing is all going to happen inside your mind. And so with the next Empress reversed, I'm sick because you have the Eight of Wands here with the Three of Cups. This to me is saying, like, not only are you going to really, the creative block was from the mental crap before. I feel like you're kind of moving on from it, and like immediately. You could be taking air travel somewhere. You could be going, starting a new adventure. I mean, that was the whole point with the Fool. And once you really understood a new way to think and you stopped saying yes to everybody and you finally were like, you know what? No, I'm not doing that anymore. You're going to open up. It's like in the quantum realm of like when you are saying no to these people who are trying to take your energy, you're actually opening up energy to come in and give you something great. I think you are going to celebrate, because like even though this is usually, I see it as like friends and stuff like that, this I'm reading as like there may be somebody there that you're celebrating with, and it may even be 3 people, but you're coming into a time where you're just going to feel so happy that when you see someone calling that you don't want to talk to, you don't answer it. That's a skill. That's a gift, because you're going to be present and paying attention to the people in front of you. Like I said, I have this vision of like you going somewhere and it sparking everything. It's starting everything that the creative block was there. And it's kind of that thing of like, I'm just hearing like you're going to finally realize like you're a bad bee. And it took like, it takes people sometimes a long time to like really, really love themselves. But your self-worth and self-value is rising to optimum levels. Let's just say that. And people are not going to be happy about that, because when you have optimum confidence levels and self-worth, they want to tear you down. So you have an event coming up very, very soon that is going to kind of I just keep feeling like quantumly change things. And it's like, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, when we are met with a decision, that's why I did this whole this or that, it changes your outcome every time. So like in this reading, there were so many outcomes that you could have chosen, but this is the one you got. Because the other one, if you would have kept with that, with the other patch, this was not how it turned out for them. Everything in your life is about a this or that, or this or that. And I feel like you're going to kind of be met with that very soon. You're not going to choose the wrong answer. You never do. But you're going to be met with a kind of like, hey, do you want to go on this trip? Or do you want to, go to school? Like one of these 2 things has to be chosen, and you can't do them both. So it's kind of like that, but trust that it's going to spark everything that was not happening before. Your time is now. This is your moment. Have it. All right. I think that's where I'm going to leave it for you. You're going to celebrate. You're about to come into a really amazing time. Everything you started is not in vain. You are about to, basically your life is about to amp up. And you're done with the crap. You're done with people thinking they can just come on in and invite themselves over because they can't. Every crappy thing that's been holding you back is kind of over. So, all right. That's where I'm going to leave it. Pile 112. Thank you so much for letting me channel your energy. I am so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. You are going to make it through this fucking hard time. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Do you cuss a lot in your life? Because I don't usually cuss a lot in my readings. So that's all I have to say. If you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. That lets me know that it resonated. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe. It has been an absolute honor. I just reached 330 subscribers. But the most important and best part is when getting your comments. So thank you, everybody, and I hope to see you in future readings. Have a great day. Bye. Hi, Pile. Pirate Chasing Booty. So you chose, the first time you chose the I Heart Pirates, and now you've chosen the Just a Pirate Chasing Booty. So we're going to see where your story's kind of evolving to. All right. All right. This is so powerful. This is a very powerful layout. So what's coming next is the Magician upright and the Two of Pentacles. This to me is saying that the journey that you're about to start on is actually exactly what you hoped for before. Like, it's starting right now, and it's going to come through balancing out your kind of, there's a lot about choices here. And I think that's really powerful because this whole reading was a this or that. Everything in life is about the choices you're going to make. And I think every day you're kind of met with these little options of, like, you're met with things that are going to take you in one direction or the other. And I know that sounds like kind of a duh, but you're taking those choices. You aren't just sitting around and being like, nah, I'm not going to do anything. Like, you actually do this or that. And it's really refreshing. I think you're understanding it's about the amount of time you put in. And, I mean, this is so consistent here. Like, you have the Lovers, Temperance, and High Priestess with the Two of Cups over it. Upright. Like, you're going to finally see what you were trying to manifest before. I think you're going to really understand where it was connected to. Like, is this something that you are deeply passionate about? Is this something that you just kind of were wanting and don't really care about? Like, I don't see that at all. I see you having so much, you've become very grounded through this time, through overcoming your mental limitations. I feel like you feel really empowered. Like, you know, you are going to take the right steps and you're going to pull a bunny out of that hat. Like, you know it. You have really become a real magician in your life and have understood the power of illusion and quick hand and all those things. Like, you're not just, like, the fact that you chose to change patches is very powerful. This is telling me, like, you don't just keep going down the same path. You're like, okay, I hear you. I'm going to go to the next one now. Like, switching it up, no answer is wrong. You will end up exactly where you're supposed to. Like, the fact that these are all Rachel here with Ross, like, this could have undertones of, like, working with a partner. Maybe that's something you've been trying to manifest, because nothing here really said specifically a job. I'm curious if the thing you've been trying to manifest is love. And yeah, I just see you, like, writing down, like, your perfect person. Kind of like in the movie Practical Magic, how she's, like, writes out exactly how she wants this person to show up in her life. So when they do, she knows it's them. That's what I'm seeing, is, like, I think it took you just some time to kind of know exactly what you want. And I feel like you probably spent a lot of time thinking you needed money to comfortably want to move forward with a relationship. And so maybe that was one of those things that you were really trying to mentally get over, of, like, if you're waiting to get rich to find love, you may be missing out on something. And so something tells me that I feel like it's kind of, it's going to be kind of even like smoke and mirrors for you. Like you're going to be doing one thing over here, trying to create your life and your vision. You may be thinking it's a job or a career. And before you know it, you're actually going to manifest a love that I don't think you expected. I don't think you were expecting to become this person. I think you thought life was going to be really, really simple, and you were just going to go to a job and just kind of create your happiness in the world. But I feel like your inner voice has really been speaking up since you started this journey. Since you kind of were like, okay, life sucks. I need to take a retreat. I need to kind of take a step back. And I don't think you knew that this next journey you were stepping into, I don't think you knew it was going to become a love relationship. But I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't actually say that, because I feel that. I feel like you didn't have any clue that this choice was going to lead you to something so beautiful. So, speaking of choices, let's go ahead and get to our next choice for a this or that. All right, so you are given the same patches again. I Heart Pirates and just a pirate chasing booties. So are you going to keep with the pirate one, or are you going to switch back to I Heart Pirates? If you want the I Heart Pirates, just go ahead and click right on over to the next one. It'll be right there. If you want the just a pirate chasing booty, click 2 down and I'll meet you there. All right, so you chose to switch back. I love it. You're like, you switch up the game. You never know what you never let anybody know what you're gonna do next. So, all right, let's go on. Okay, good. I love that the 2 is coming up again. It's just obviously a very significant number for you. But with the Death card here, this is telling me that as you're looking towards the future and you're trying to plan things out and you're trying to know where to go, the this or that, I think you've finally accepted to kind of move on from old ways of thinking. And I mean, that's the repeated message from the get, is moving on from old ways of thinking, because I think it left you so overwhelmed so often, and just that in itself, the mental anguish caused you to not move forward. It literally caused you to not live life. So I really see that the direction you're going is actually, you're really understanding. It's kind of like, sometimes if you're not happy, just forcing a smile on your face can help. You might feel stupid, you might feel silly, but it can help you if you are just trying to get out of a funk. And that's a really good way to observe it. If you aren't willing to do that and, sit there and kind of look ridiculous as you're upset and force a smile, then I believe if you aren't willing to do that, even in like the privacy of your own home, that maybe you want to stay mad, because sometimes it feels really good to stay mad and be justified in that anger. But I think you're kind of done with that. I think that's the way you used to think. You used to feel, I know that. I know that's what's going on here, is that when you were mad, you felt like that was everything. You're like, I'm feeling it. Why is that not legitimate? I'm allowed to feel. And it's like, of course you're allowed to feel, but you're also supposed to take responsibility for how you feel. What I'm seeing is like, if you're changing, you're coming around, which is opening up a door to let a love in, to let somebody come in. I feel like maybe you just met this person. Maybe it's kind of just happening right now and you're like, oh. maybe that's who you're talking about. You are going to be able to start making real plans about moving forward and knowing actually where you want to go, actually where in the distance you are trying to make it to, because you can get to any point in life if you just continue working at it. It's, it's not always going to be easy, but I promise you it's worth it. Like, isn't this Phoebe too? Yeah. I feel like you are really overcoming the way you used to think, because it's that thing of like, oh, nobody in the world is nice. You're going to discover a lot of not nice people in the world. But if you start looking at it like, wow, I just have so many great interactions with strangers, or more so, when I have a good interaction with strangers, it makes me feel super good, and I love that, and I love knowing that exists in the world. You're going to start noticing those good things coming back around. You have to be grateful for the good to bring it in. And I know you are. I know that's something that maybe you didn't say a lot before, of thank you. Just out loud, not to other people. Like, just thanking the universe, because it was probably like, well, I'm not thankful for where I'm at. And it's like, I do see that and I do understand that, but you have to learn to be grateful for what you have to get more. And I'm really happy to know that the choices you're making that are coming from your intuition, that you're listening to your gut, is taking you into such a better place. Oh yes, like the Ten of Swords reversed over the Justice reverse. Like, that to me is like all the crap that was mentally wearing you down, that was causing these crappy events to kind of like domino effect. You're kind of taking a step back and seeing, it's this thing of like seeing where your foot was hitting the domino, and you're like, oh, I had no idea I was the one that set off that effect. Intentions do matter, but taking responsibility to change the future is also very important. And I feel like I'm lecturing you more than I need to, because you have such a good outcome here. I think I'm just really reinforcing that you're knowing that it's about, when you're looking forward, you have to look forward with full hope. You cannot doubt a single step of the way. And that's what is happening here. You're finally walking towards the sunset and happiness, and just what I'm hearing here is to kind of start taking a childlike approach. Like, find that element to you. Like, I'll tell you a story. My wife and I, a long, long time ago, when we first started dating, we went up to the mountains, and we, were hiking and going through the bushes and stuff, and wanted to go up this one little hill. At first, I start trucking up there, and she's kind of like, wait, I don't know what to do, because it wasn't a clear hill. It was a lot of plants and a lot of things. Nothing was like, it wasn't like, a knife edge cliff or anything. But I told her, I was like, just think like a kid. And all of a sudden we both like ran up that hill like no problem. Because when you're a kid, you're not like, oh wait, where am I supposed to go? Kids just go. And sometimes you're going to trip. Sometimes you're going to get hurt, but you're going to have a lot more fun doing it because you're not stressed. So I think it's time for you to just live life a little bit more like a kid. I think you're going to find that in this person I feel like this person's already come into your life. This new opportunity, because it could be a job. But to me, this is something that you have been long waiting for is finally here. And they're the one that is probably telling you this. Like, maybe they have a very childlike energy, and they're the ones who are kind of, saying the same message. So, you have happiness, good results. I'm really excited for you. you've really overcome a lot. And by letting go of that past, the new is coming in, and it is really exciting. This new journey you're starting is starting off on the right foot too. That's what's cool. It's like this journey is starting all good. So that's where I'm going to end this for you today. Pile 121. So I am just really grateful you let me channel your energy. This was absolutely wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that you are finding love and it's coming into your life, and it is only going to be better because you have a whole different way of thinking about the future. And I'm really excited for you and all the fun times you have ahead. So thank you for being here. If you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. That lets me know that the reading resonated. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been so amazing. I think I just reached 330 subscribers. Oh my God, I had a piece of dry skin the whole time. I'll notice that now when I'm editing. Anywho. It's been such an honor to have you guys commenting and watching my channel grow. So thank you for being here, and I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day. Bye. Okay, so final this or that. You chose to go with the pirate booty one again. I guess you liked where it was going in this direction. So let's go ahead and find out where it's ending. So first thing I want to say with the Hierophant and Four of Cups coming up, the message I'm instantly hearing is like, because I wasn't sure at first if it was like you weren't going to be dating the right person, but actually what kind of followed through with that is like, don't get bored with this person. I feel like what happens a lot is that's probably one of your old ways of thinking, is that like maybe you have ADHD that causes people to get bored really quickly of things. And, you know, if this person comes in and is stimulating you and like totally activating that new part of life, just give it a chance. I feel like you have really been going at a pace that, you know, very reminiscent of ADHD. Like you're going here, you're going there, you're going here, you're going there. This is just saying like with this love that you have right now that has come into your life, like you don't have to rush it. You don't have to immediately get married or anything. And if they are talking about that, you can say like, I need some brakes, pump the brakes. But I don't really, that's not what I'm hearing. What I am seeing with this though is like, this is kind of just backing up that like taking your life back, taking your peace back. I feel like a lot, you were trying to figure out a lot of like the fact that you have the Devil and Death here. This is saying like you have really, this energy had just weighed you down for a long time. And so when you took that retreat and you're coming out and maybe you found somebody or something that's making life feel light again, just know that there are a lot of opportunities for growth here as you're changing over. I think the next thing, I feel like you probably felt really guilty over this time period you took to yourself. And I think this is just kind of wanting to come in and remind you like, don't go back to the way things were. Just keep moving forward. Keep heading forward. You're going in the right direction. And that's kind of what I'm getting is like, you're kind of getting to this place where things are very different. Things are very new. And it maybe feels a little scary, but I feel like this is the part of life that this is the lesson you're learning right now, is how to keep moving forward, because your mental frame is what's going to prevent more from coming to you. If you are feeling like you're not getting enough in life, you won't get any more. And I don't sense that you are actually lacking anything. What I'm actually sensing is a whole treasure trove of goodness, right behind this thin veil of opportunity. Like, I just feel like there's some sort of I'm surprised it's saying to keep resting, actually. I feel like with everything you learned from this new adventure, I'm kind of getting that energy that it's like, now that you have this person, continue to kind of just go slow. Don't do anything too fast right now. I feel like you're really learning your strengths. You're learning so much about yourself. Like, maybe you thought you weren't a good partner before. Like, and I think what you're seeing is, again, I think it's that ADHD thing of like, and you may not have that. I'm sorry if I keep saying that. I'm just meaning like the need for stimulation. And once you've overstimulated on that thing, it's hard to want to keep going. Like, I actually heard the first thing that you receive dopamine for in the day, that is the thing your brain craves all day. So that's why it's really not good to grab your phone immediately, because if you get, a like or a message or a ping or something that's going to excite you, your brain is actually only going to want you to go that direction. So this is kind of like wake up in the morning and start kind of a new routine. Like, I recently started a new morning routine of drinking dried lemon. Like, my mother-in-law makes dehydrated lemons and like chops them up into a fine powder. And so it's the whole lemon, and I take that every morning just with a pinch of salt and warm water, and I chug that down. And I have been noticing a huge difference in my skin, in my my body, everything. Like, that's what I'm hearing is like, just pick up a new healthy habit, something that may not make a lot of change doing it one time, but doing it for 4 months straight, 4 weeks straight, even 4 days straight. I feel like you're really going to start to notice, because I did. Even after 4 days of doing it, I was really shocked that I could tell the difference. I feel like you have such a good opportunity ahead of you. I feel like the universe handed you something so beautiful. The universe handed you exactly what you love. I think it's just about not overindulging. Like with the Two of Pentacles here, it's reminding you, like, manage how much you're consuming of one person or one thing. Everything needs a balance. And I think once you are able to, finally move past maybe the reservations you've had towards marriage and commitment. Like, I kind of get that too, of like, you always thought like maybe you were somebody who never wanted to get married, and all of a sudden you met somebody and you're like, oh crap. Why do I want to get married to this person? So I think there's just a lot of allowing that is happening right here. A lot of accepting. Like with the Strength card here, this is you have such a bright outcome here. It's just kind of wanting you to know, like, you do have what it takes to be that amazing partner. I think just kind of let go of the mind frame that, you get bored easily, stuff like that. Like, I think you've gone through a lot. You've really taken a retreat. I think it's brought in a lot of good for you. This is wanting to encourage you to continue to be in that retreat. Come up with new rituals, and that, like, a new morning routine is what I'm hearing. And I really think it will help everything. The way we think 100% affects every day of our life. And I feel like if you've met this amazing person, it's not an accident, and you do deserve this love. So I feel like you still have some, shadow work to go through, but hey, you have the best opportunity and time to do it because the universe is giving you goodness. So I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. Thank you so much, pile 122. I really, really appreciate you trusting me and letting me channel your energy. It was an absolute honor. If you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. That lets me know that the reading resonated. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. I just reached 330 subscribers, and it has been such an honor for every comment and just connection I get to make with you guys. So thank you for being here. I hope to see you in the future. Have a great day. Hi, pile 2. All right, I'm really excited. That last go was fun. I really enjoyed doing that. So I'm excited to do it now for the pirate chasing booty side. So there's nothing really else to say. Let's just get started. All right. So you are under some serious mental anguish about your direction, which I totally understand. I've been there. Been there. Still there all the time. I know that when the star is reversed, this is just like hopelessness. And then you have the 10 of Swords on top of it, which is just like the heaviest of heavy. Like you are defeated. You are done. And I really feel like, and then the Chariot reversed and the 3 of Wands reversed. Like, man, you are a pirate lost at sea right now. You are desperately trying to find the way. And I see that. And you are learning, though, that there is a voice inside to trust. That no matter where you're going, if you are out of control for some reason, because when it's the Chariot reverse, this is kind of, this is about our own actions. And then the 3 of Wands, I'm wondering, actually, this is kind of like inaction. So truthfully, it would be very overwhelming if we weren't making any solid moves. Like, it's been hard for me to make those choices and actually like move forward on a lot of other things that I'm very passionate about. Doing tarot was something I decided to do one day, and the next day I started. I wish I had that much easy go with everything in life, but it has shown me so much results that it's making me realize if I have that mentality with other things, the things I'm really, really passionate about, the things that I've put all my hopes and dreams on, maybe those will come to fruition just as quickly, because my tarot has been doing amazing. I think you have been really afraid about where you're going and what's off in the distance. It's a lot of like not knowing. And if you are happy with where you're at, okay. But something tells me you are wanting to go forward and change your life, and something is kind of stopping that. Something is really, it's probably just hesitation. And it's like you're lost at sea right now. You have to pick a direction. I know you're afraid of like, you're kind of like stuck in the middle of the ocean. Like, well, what if I go the wrong way and I keep leading us to danger? Like, this is a reading of saying like, learn to quiet, learn to rest, because hope is off in the distance. If you just give it time, just trust, the nature will push you in the right direction if you make a choice. But you have to start moving forward. listen to your intuition. This is going to be a huge thing of closing your eyes and like, that's what's so cool about this reading, is it's going to be a lot of this or that. I'm going to do it 2 more times. So you learning that when you're making a choice in life, you are creating a quantum split. So I think you're afraid of making the wrong decision is better than making no decision. Okay. So I really want to help you out more. So let's go ahead and look a little bit further. All right. So we are giving you the same patches again. You can switch sides and go over to the I Heart Pirates. Or if you are really feeling this side, you can select this one again. If you want this one, it'll be the next reading over. If you want this one, it'll be 2 over. I'll meet you there. All right, so you decided to switch to the I Heart Pirates. Let's find out what's happening here. Yeah, you're having such it's about moving forward. It's about seeing, really allowing yourself to envision what it is you actually want. Something tells me you've been kind of like trying to tame your dreams of, like, maybe you used to dream really, really big, and, like, you know, dreams of being famous in the movies, or, you know, doing something huge like climbing Mount Everest. Like, just I feel like you had this big, big dream, and it's been really hard moving forward. And I feel like you're kind of now in this place of like, well, maybe I just need to kind of, you know, temper out my dreams, not dream so big, kind of do something that's more realistic. And it's not going to work for you. You have to dream big. Making yourself smaller is not going to make your dreams more realistic. In fact, making yourself smaller is going to make everything harder. Build yourself up big. Like this peacock here, like literally, like let yourself open up. I mean, you have I didn't even like look at the King of Pentacles right here. Like what you're dreaming, you have full ability to succeed. This blooming and blossoming and gorgeous life that you want, you are absolutely able to get. I see, like, you have the 3 of Wands reversed twice. This is like, you know, the struggle of where everything's been. And I just feel like I'm seeing it's a lack of effort. And that's truly just because you haven't, not because you haven't tried, but just because I think you don't believe in yourself and that it's possible for you. And I promise you, it is possible for you. If you keep thinking it's not possible for you, that's what's going to create that, not your actual inability, not you trying and failing. If you're trying, you're never failing. You're just learning different ways that don't work. You're working the recipes, you're working everything out. You're finding out what actually makes you feel good and where you need to spend your time. I think you're becoming so much more like Justice and Temperance here is like this to me is like, oh, well, maybe if I'm balanced and I'm not overzealous about everything, something will come to it. And it's like, no, it is going to hold you back the whole time. This is like that energy of, oh, I'll start once, you know, someone who wants to start YouTube, like, oh, I can't start until I have a really nice camera, or I can't start, I don't have a really nice microphone. Like, those things are only holding you back. Just start and believe in yourself, and you are going to blossom. You're going to blossom. You have everything you need inside of you. And all I'm seeing here is don't don't make your dreams milder to seem more obtainable, because you won't be happy in the end. You'll be like, why did I waste my life to obtain something I didn't want? Like, I've always wanted to be a singer. I've always wanted to do music. Like I said, like, tarot is just something I jumped into. Music is something I've always loved. And, oh shoot, what was I saying? And I was going to school many, many years ago, and I started going to school for interior design. That's something I also very much love. I love decorating. I love designing. But it was because I thought I was going to have that as my job, and then I was going to pursue music on the side. And it was in school that they were saying, it's going to take you about 5 years after you graduate to make any money with interior design. Kind of like set yourself up. But once you do, it's a very lucrative job. And I realized if I'm going to spend 5 years working towards something with no money, it's going to be towards music. And, maybe 5 years later, I'm trying to think of how long later, but so many years later, I started actually recording music and putting out there, and I'm so glad I didn't continue on the journey of interior design, because I get to decorate and design inside regardless, but making music is hands down the most important thing for me. And so I just wanted to tell you that little story. Let your beautiful spirit blossom. You keeping your dreams smaller is not going to help you. Dream big. You can dream for that big pay. You want the money. If you want to live in a nice place and it's going to cost a lot of money, believe that you can do it. So, all right. So this next part of the reading is going to be our final this or that. So this is a good moment for you to learn to keep making choices. So, all right, let's go ahead and check that out. All right. So here we are. Same 2 patches. Which one are you going to pick? Are you going to keep with the bow because you liked it? Or are you going to go back to the just a pirate chasing booty? So if you want this one, go ahead and just click on over. It'll be the next one. If you want that one, it'll be 2 over. I'll meet you there. All right, let's go ahead and see where we're at. Wow, you are just you're stressed about. Oh wow, okay. There's a lot about having to release this burden of success, because it's kind of this thing of, if you can't be the best, what's the point of starting? But how can you find out if you're going to be the best if you never start? There's so much hesitation of, I don't even know if I'm going to need to, and it's like, no, please. You have what it takes. Because if you're here and you're listening to this and you've made it this far along in the reading, I believe you have something on your heart that you have wanted to come true. You are truly in a creative block, which is totally okay. But I think it's about being willing to dream the biggest and actually start off on that. I feel like you have to kind of start a whole new map, not to a different direction, but just, okay, kind of recalibrate is what I'm more feeling. Because the 10 of Wands and the Empress reverse, like, you are so overwhelmed with the need to succeed, the desire to be, the desire for this King of Pentacles. I think you're like hearing me and like, yeah, who knows if I'm actually going to get it. I'm like, oh, sweetie, you can. This is going to take believing in yourself, making a new vision and plan for your future, and kind of just taking that first step. Just take that first step. I feel like you are afraid that you're going to take this step and all it's going to be is just a big burden. And hey, I am not knocking a simple life. If you just want that, you wake up, you have your coffee, you do the thing that you do to pay your bills, and then you have an evening show and you go to bed, that is totally fine. I actually spent years being mad at myself that I wanted to be like a famous singer, because I was like, why can't I want a simple life? And the second I just allowed myself to exist, allowed myself to have the simple life, allowed myself to do that, I really started moving in the right direction. So, and I don't think you're listening to all this and want a simple life. You have this over here is like all of your dreams that you've wanted to fulfill and have come true are not yet. And I don't think it's because you've been putting out all this effort. I think you've been afraid to start. I feel like you're trying to keep your dreams not as big, because it's that thing of like, oh, if I actually care when I put in effort, it's going to hurt a lot more if it doesn't succeed. And it's like, dude, just try. Just try your best in every situation. It's going to make you better. Don't overwhelm yourself with the end results, because that is what kind of clogs up our creativity, is when we're thinking about how other people are going to view it. And when you're like, I use the metaphor, or I compare myself in these moments in life a lot to, there's a scene in the show The Office where it's called Beach Games. And Michael creates a whole coal walk for, and he's like, the new manager will be able to, walk barefoot across these coals. And, the team's like, well, you should do it then. And he's standing there and he's just like leaning forward and frozen. And everyone's like, go. And that's the hesitation I'm feeling of like, this is something important. This is something big. This is something I think you actually really want. And you're afraid to take that step. So I don't want to leave you with like no hope, because there is hope. Look, I want to remind you, the King of Pentacles and Awakening came up here. This is, I think Awakening is Judgment, which is a perfect word here, because it's like, but I like that this one is taking far more the like enlightenment route, because in the Judgment card, it's like, people rising from the dead. And to me, this is shining light on the truth, on what you actually want, a renewal of everything you had hoped for at one point that I feel like you kind of slowly let fade away. I feel like maybe the path you've been on, you haven't had to do a lot of planning. And so the need to plan for your big dream is very, very overwhelming. Very overwhelming. There are a lot of books and things you can do to start this journey. A lot of it has to do with the way we're thinking and our mental clarity. So, I'll just give the suggestion of the book I use, because it literally changed my life. It's called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza. If you are needing a mental revamp, that's the guy for you. He's going to help you out. He really helps you kind of break down to the finest point of what our limitations are. And so if that sounds like something you're looking for, I suggest checking that out. Because you deserve happiness. You deserve this freedom. And hey, I understand it can be a struggle. So All right, that is where I'm going to leave this for you. I hope you enjoyed it. You have a good future ahead, okay? Just lift your chin up, believe in yourself, okay? So if you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. If you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor just getting to do this and have a community and get to hear about your stories. So thank you for being here and sharing. I hope to see you in the future readings. Have a great day. Bye. All right, so let's go ahead and see where your situation's going. Okay. So this is saying that before you're able to kind of close out of this cycle, I'm seeing that you kind of need to take some time, kind of retreat. I'm wondering if you have any close confidants that you can kind of, like, what I see is like, you know, when you just need a girls' night and you just like close everything down and, you know, you have the friends over for, you know, I don't drink wine, but if for wine or weed or whatever, and just kind of like chat. Like, ask your friends, like, do you have dreams? What have you done to go after them? I feel like you kind of just need to hear other people's perspectives, and it'll really help you see, like, it'll hear when you hear other people's stories and they're either lack of effort towards one thing or, you know, their success, it really helps. And your there is a lot of help around you. And I think you're going to hear different kind of success stories because the way that these readings, you know, boiled down, you have come to a very selected pile. You are very, very individual compared to, you know, all the other selections. And so what I'm trying to say is not everyone wants to be famous. Not everyone wants to have a job that makes a lot of money. Truthfully, everyone's idea of success is individual. And so what I'm hearing is just find the people you love and you trust and who you admire their lives and find out what they did to get there. And so, like, let's say you do want to be famous. Watch documentaries, listen to people, listen to what they've done to get to where they're at. If you want to be like a mom or, have a family, I'm not trying to do all like female gendered, but if you're wanting a family, maybe find somebody who has one and kind of talk about like what sacrifices they've had to make, what benefits in life that they've really gotten, stuff like that. I think just kind of talking to other people about what they've done, also finding out about other people's regrets. And that is the big one that helped me, was I listened to what other people regretted not doing and not going after, and that helped me so much. I knew if I didn't live the life I wanted, I would regret it one day. So I'd rather be scared and make an effort than, not. So I think you have just been really afraid about taking that step. And I think you've been worried about dreaming too big and like, oh, who am I to get this sort of life? And it's like, who are the other people to get it? You deserve happiness and beauty and riches as much as, the next guy, if not more, because you're wanting it, I feel, to give back. There's a lot of give back energy here. And it's kind of that thing of like, you've been hesitating because you haven't wanted to actually like take your energy and time away from other people. So like whether it's having kids or starting a new job or business, whatever you're going into is going to take a lot of commitment, a lot of time, a lot of focus. It is going to create something 100%. Just you're going to create something so beautiful and something you're so proud of. I just think you kind of need to hear those stories and find out where people feel like they went wrong, because that's why I love biopics. I love documentaries about like loved watching music documentary, like rock docs, that's what they're called, growing up, because I loved hearing what musicians and artists had to do to make their dreams come true. So one of my favorite rock docs is Katy Perry's Part of Me. Highly suggest it if you like Katy Perry and haven't seen it. So that's where I'm going to leave this for you. I just really thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you letting me channel your energy and just going through this pile selection with me. I hope I was able to give you some sort of hopeful message about everything that's been going on. So I appreciate you being here. If you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. If you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor. I've just reached at 330 subscribers. And so just thank you for sharing your stories with me, and I hope to see you in the future. Have a good day. Bye. Okay, so you chose the Just a Pirate Chasing Booty again. Obviously, if you're feeling like this is the direction for you, so let's go ahead and get that started. All right, let's see where we're at. So when the Devil reverse comes up, this is just meaning that you've really actually overcome a lot of those things that have been holding you back. And that's how this whole thing started, with talking about your kind of the hopelessness and towards your future, and it preventing you from even kind of making those choices. I feel like the way that affected you so much was kind of when you're not fulfilling your dreams, moodiness is a very common side effect to not living out your truth. And it causes you to lose confidence everywhere, because it's like, if you can't believe in yourself to go after your dreams, and that being the thing that would make you the happiest, why then would you be able to go after anything minimal? You'll just accept whatever. I feel like you're understanding. I feel like you're kind of looking back and seeing almost how far you've come. You've come far despite it not being towards your dream. But I feel like you finally overcome this mental crap. I feel like the lack of belief in yourself had a lot more to do with you. Like, yeah, it had to do with your structure and the way your thinking was set up and programmed. But I feel like you're done trying to just pick fights and be upset and be angry. I feel like this very teenager vibe of like, because you weren't able to go after your dreams, you were just very moody, very sharp, very much like, leave me alone. I don't want anybody around. And in a way that's helped you. You actually have gotten much further than probably a lot of people would expect with that sort of mind frame, but you're still left with a lot of self-doubt and a lot of blockage. So even though you are overcoming a lot of that moodiness, I feel like you're kind of at this point where you're resting and you're like, okay, so I've made it far. I've gone further than, nowhere. But maybe where you've gone is not towards the hopes and dreams of your future. And so you're kind of just trying to take rest right now and reconfigure what's going on. I feel like you've actually kind of like outrun the crap. You've outrun the problem. These people are no longer there. And now you're just kind of examining what you've already gone through. You're examining why you haven't made those choices. And I really feel like you're going to be able to stop the moodiness, stop the fighting. It will start cleaning up so many areas of your life where you're going to start believing in yourself. And sometimes it's starting small, of like saying the night before, you go to bed, like, oh, I'm going to clean the bathroom tomorrow. And then you wake up and then you actually clean the bathroom. It's little things like that. Having a vision, having a plan, and enacting it. And sometimes starting small and locally, like in our home, is the best way to grow. All right, so I kind of want to evolve from there. Yeah. I want to see where this is going. All right, so this next part is going to be another this or that. I want to see where this is going. All right. One more time. So you can switch sides and go to the I Heart Pirates, or you can keep strong and pick for the third time just a pirate chasing booty. So if you want the heart one, it's just going to be the next chapter over. If you want this one, it's going to be 2. I'll meet you there. Okay, let's see where this is going. All right. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there has been a lot about the family environment and kind of the way it has affected you and the choices you've made. And I feel like you've really overcome, like I said, with the Devil reverse and that 5 of Swords reverse, like you've overcome that fighting crap that your family really, really tried to continue. I feel like they were constantly making you doubt your choices and doubt yourself. And the truth is you know yourself. The truth is that you have always known yourself. You've always known what you've wanted. And so I think there's just been actually a lack of emotions. That's what I think the final answer here is. I think there's kind of like a faucet that needs to be relieved of pressure. And what I mean by that is like tears, crying, sweat. Like I feel like you have a lot of excess energy that is built up. And it's kind of like when you're overstimulated and it's hard to move forward. You have been through a very, very big transformation. You've overcome a lot. And now you're just very aware of how it's affected you. And I think you know exactly where it's come from. And I think you're kind of done also blaming other people. I think you're kind of like, you know what? I'm just going to take this on myself. I'm going to take this responsibility. I think you've been going through a big spiritual renewal. I think you've been, maybe you are taking on spiritual practices that you did not grow up with. And even if that's just like simple little things of, celebrating the first of the month with, prosperity. I don't even want to call them spells, but just taking on little things that your family would have thought was crazy. Like, what I'm trying to say is like the first of the month, if you like sprinkle cinnamon at your front door, it's supposed to bring in wealth and good luck for the month. Things like that. I feel like you are, or even tarot, like you're taking practice in things that really they made you doubt yourself for before. And you were probably missing out on so many opportunities for guidance and moving forward and planning. Like you truly, truly have overcome a lot. I'm so happy for you because this energy is just something you're able to move past. But I feel like the last obstacle that's here is crying. It's literally allowing yourself to dream big, allow yourself to see what you've always wanted to accomplish and dream bigger. Like, what have you always wanted to do? There's something there. There's a truth there. And my favorite thing is that there's such a energy of like a good human. Like, you've really overcome so much. You've overcome a lot. This is heavy. I'm really, really proud of you because you're just going to be soaring. You're going to be flying high with success and actually able to go towards what you want. And I think it's just been a lot of like asking yourself, what is it that you want? You really had to overcome the crap from your family and your past. Because like the Lovers reverse is like, the Lovers is a choice card. So when it's reversed, I'm thinking it's like you've really struggled with making those choices, and it's caused you to like lie to your family so you could go be yourself, and that creates disharmony. Like the 10 of Cups is supposed to be a harmonious family, and I'm just getting that like it has not been. It's held you back for a long time from really growing into the person that you could be. And I feel like you're finally like, oh, that's why this has been not going on, or why my life hasn't been succeeding and I haven't been able to envision things and move forward, because you have no confidence, because you've had an earworm from someone who is so insecure and so unhappy with themselves. And I feel like you're letting that go. The times are changing. You're saying, I actually don't need you. I don't need that crap. I'm done fighting. I'm done even giving you the time of day of being moody and emotional towards. So just let yourself cry. Like, be that kind of moody. Like, let the emotions run through you, and you won't be snappy, moody, kind of crabby. None of that. So look, I'm really, really happy for you. And I see good things in your future. Your dreams are going to start being realized. I think that's what's happening. So that's where I'm going to leave it. Thank you so much for letting me read your energy. I just really, really appreciate you trusting me in this process. So, yeah. I don't think there's anything else to say. If you like this message, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. That lets me know that the reading resonated. If you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It's been an absolute honor. I think I just reached 330 subscribers. So it's just been really awesome hearing from you guys. So thank you for being here, and hope to see you in future readings. Have a great day. Bye. All right, so you chose Just a Pirate Chasing Booty 3 times in a row. You are consistent. You know exactly what you want and where you're going. And I'm really happy to see that, because you've really overcome a lot. So let's go ahead and see where things are at. Okay, very cool. Very cool. You're finally realizing, I think, that the most important thing was just taking care of yourself, taking care of your intuition, taking care and nurturing yourself, because I think you had been really mentally blocked for a long time on how to kind of make that vision and where to go. I think you spent maybe a long time also not knowing how to do something that would help the world. Kind of like you didn't want to do something that was going to be super selfish. And maybe that's where you struggled. Like maybe you did want to be, you do want to be famous, and you're like not wanting to be kind of shallow and living a life that isn't going to help other people. And I think that's the mind frame that you had been in for a long time. And that continually will keep hurting you because what's the word I'm trying to say? You're invalidating the importance of your dream. It's like, how many times do movies and music change the lives of people? Every day. I don't know if those are what you want to do, but whatever it is you want to do, I promise you it will change somebody's life, if not just yours. What you want to do, what's on your heart matters. Because there's just this stagnant, not moving forward in fear energy over here of like, what's the point? What's the point? The point is that you can create anything you want and it will give back to people. You are so rich with love, and I don't want you to think that that's not valuable. You've overcome that crap that was kind of bogging you down mentally. You are really figuring out what was stealing your motivation to go forward and what has caused you to be insecure about maybe obtaining your dreams. But I think once you look back and be like, well, wow, I've accomplished a lot. What if I started working towards something I actually want? That is the ticket. That's the key here, that you're kind of done not listening to your intuition. Your intuition has been speaking to you every single day. Every single day, you're getting those choices told to you of like, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? That's what was so cool about this reading is there were, how many? 4 different outcomes, So, right? 4. No, I think even more than that because of the way they split. Anywho. There were so many different outcomes. It was all about your choices and you listen to your instinct. And what that has led you to is saying everything you've dreamed of creating, that willpower that you weren't able to obtain here, that you felt out of control, it's coming together. And I think it's just as simple as learning to listen to your intuition. You're really noticing like, oh, okay. Because those choices create quantum splits. And once you make those choices that are true to you, that's how, just do what makes you feel good. That is the only answer in the end. I promise you. That is the only answer in the end. Do what is going to make you happy and your heart soar, because it will give you the opportunity to give back. You will be so generous with your money and your time, because I think you are going to do what you love. You've already dealt with the people that were not believing in you, the naysayers, the people that were trying to sew in a negative way of thinking. And great, it worked for them before, but that's over now. You're no longer feeding into that programming, and I think you're realizing where it has limited you in your creations. It's been overwhelming for a long time, but hear me out, hear me roar. You're in the place of manifestation right now. Ask the universe for what you want right now, because it's coming to you. It's coming to you very soon. And that's pretty much the second that you accept it and realize it. Like I said, when you are able to kind of turn around and be like, damn, look how far I've come. Despite all the crap, despite not even believing in myself. Now, how far can you go if you fully believe in yourself? You are literally going to be making magic. It's going to be that thing where people are going to be interviewing you and asking you like, how did you do it? How did you do it? And you listen to your inner voice. So I think this is so beautiful. I'm so excited for you, especially when we started with the Star reversed to end with the Magician upright and with the Six of Pentacles. Like, come on, you have it. You have it. You have it. It's all here for you. This is such a a normal, typical bullshit that was meant to, you were meant to experience this so you could be stronger, and you are. You've overcome this. You've overcome this. You've overcome this. And now you will have no problem listening to that inner voice. You did for a long time. You really struggled with knowing that that inner voice actually means something and to listen to it. It does. You're finally valuing that, and it's gonna blossom your entire life. And I'm so excited for you. This was fabulous. This is where I'm gonna leave it. Thank you so much for letting me channel your energy. I hope you were able to find something that resonated. If you did, I would love for you to give it a little thumbs up. And if you loved it, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my channel. It has been an absolute honor. I just reached 330 subscribers. And honestly, I love hearing from you guys. That's the best part, is the community. So hope to see you in future readings, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.